Since the first edition of the book, I've been maintaining a blog called Everyday Research Methods, and twice a month I find a story that covers some psychological science in the news. So I might find an example of a study that's described on Huffington Post or NPR or the New York Times or MSNBC. And I take what the journalist says about the story and I put it in the blog post, and it usually includes enough detail about the study that students can analyze the variables and the kind of claim and the kind of methods that were used. There was a story on Huffington Post about a study in which students who go to art museums are better critical thinkers later. And so students can analyze the variables in that study. They can decide if it's a quasi-experiment or a true experiment. They can decide what's the independent variable, what are the dependent variables. They can analyze a causal claim there. And so some of the blog posts have the answers to each question and some of them don't. Instructors can use these to assign to students as homework. I like to use them for my own exam questions. I like to put them as an essay exam at the end. So there's a lot of ways to use it, and the idea is that students should be practicing their skills on lots of new information, and there's information out there everywhere. There's so many great examples. With the first edition of the book, I wrote the instructor's manual to include a lot of activities and teaching notes that affect how I teach the course, a lot of activities that I've used and that our other instructors have used that are successful. And we also included PowerPoints that I typically use when I teach the course. For the second edition, I've updated the instructor's manual to include a few more activities in each chapter and updated teaching notes, and also included homeworks that I typically give to my students for each chapter. It's been really nice to work on the PowerPoints and the instructor's manual as well as the textbook, because it helps really convey how I teach the course and what seems to work really well and what students struggle with, and helps focus instructors on activities that help students learn the material that they struggle with better.